My name's Neil Paisley, Managing Director of Baldwins, and I'm here today with Dominic Chorney, the ancient specialist, and we are going to be talking about third-party grading, otherwise known as slabbing.
So if you're at a coin fair or a coin dealership, you'll see coins in trays. But at the same time, you'll probably also see some coins encased in plastic. Why? Why are some coins encased in plastic rather than just left free?
So slabbing first originated in 1959 by a Dr. William Sheldon. He introduced a scale in order to grade large US cents. It was quite popular and it was the first ever of its type. This carried on until the late 70s when the A&A decided they were going to revive this scale and use it on all US coins. Subsequently, it now covers all world coins and including ancients, as you will have seen, Dominic, in your field. There's pros and cons. It's widely debated and very controversial.
What are the advantages to having a coin encased in plastic?
So the first advantage is the coin is sonically sealed, it's airtight, it won't open, and it just keeps the coin very safe. If I was to drop this now, no problem. Yes, it could scratch the case slightly, but the coin is going to remain undamaged.
And it won't put fingerprints on it, so if it's a proof coin, you don't have to worry about something like that.
No fingerprints, you don't need to worry about the temperature, where the coins are stored. It's very good for storing. However, a lot of people will decide that this is too bulky. Right. Ordinarily, a raw coin, that's a coin that hasn't been slabbed, are kept in trays, and you can get far more coins in a tray that haven't been slabbed. So there are storage issues as well.
And there's a number.
Yes.
So this one, MS63, MS63, MS64, and PF64. What's the difference between MS and PF?
The Sheldon grading system covers currency and proof coinage. With the currency side, we have P, meaning poor, that starts at 1. This goes up through to fine, very fine, XF, which is extremely fine, AU, MS, mint state, which is uncirculated, going up to 70 on the scale. 70 is absolutely flawless mint state, but you'd only ever find such a high grade on a modern coin, on a bullion or proof, raw mint proof issue.
Yeah, because of something like a hammered coin, these have circulated to some extent, or they'll have been in the ground. There's no way really you're going to have a hammered coin at MS70, are you really?
No, I mean, this is where it gets controversial, because some people believe that no hammered gold coin can be mint state. However, we've all seen an exceptional strike that probably hasn't seen circulation. So do you call that mint state? Well, I suppose you should.
Yeah, if it was in the middle of a hoard or something, it will have been protected, won't it? If it never circulated,
exactly,
then you're not going to have any wear, you're not going to have any damage or anything like that. So you could theoretically have a hammered coin that's mint state, but you probably wouldn't have one that's absolutely unequivocally perfect, would you?
No, this is true. And here we have 3 hammered coins. We have an Edward IV Angel that's mint state 63. Now, interesting, this is by PCGS. There's only 2 major coin companies that people use for third-party grading. Ordinarily it would be PCGS, and then we have NGC here.
I suppose the main difference between PCGS and NGC is that NGC have got this distinctive white plastic on the inside, whereas the PCGS ones sort of have this translucent plastic. Some people prefer PCGS, some people prefer NGC, don't they? But it's sort of 50-50, isn't it, with grading?
It is. I mean, some people have the favourites. Some people think that one will overgrade, one will undergrade. In reality, I think they're on a par, really. Sometimes you're happy with a grade, sometimes you're not.
Why does this Proof 64 have a plus on the end?
So originally it was just a number. However, over the years, people have said, oh, well, sometimes there can be a slight difference. It's not quite a 65, yet it's better than the 64. So in this case, they've given it a plus. That means it's 64. They believe it's better than the 64, but not quite as good as 65. So on this coin, we have BN, which means brown. On copper coins, you can often have luster. So if this was fully lustrous, it would be red. When it's only half and half, they call it brown red.
The other thing is that these slabs all have a barcode and a unique reference code on them. So you can go onto the website and see how many other coins of that type were given the same grade. And that's interesting. That adds a sort of level of pedigree and provenance to them as well. So these slabs have gone hand in hand with coins as an investment, haven't they? Having a coin in a slab, it makes it easier to trade, and it almost turns it into more of a commodity than an individual sort of collector's item, would you say?
Well, this is it. Many collectors are not happy with coins being slabbed. It can increase the price well out of the collector's reach. Investors come in, they don't appreciate the beauty or the history. They're just buying on a number. If it's one of the finest known, they'll buy it at any cost. And the coins are not appreciated. This is why in Britain, the majority of collectors would rather have the coins raw, so they can handle the coins, they can feel the weight, they can appreciate the history of it. It's not just a number in a slab.
And that's particularly apparent with ancient coins. The market for American and English slabbed coins is very, very strong, but with ancients, it really hasn't taken off anywhere near the same level. A lot of collectors of particularly ancient Greek coins actually like to handle carefully their coins and appreciate 2,000 odd years of history. Whereas, having a 2,000-year-old coin in in a plastic slab can often be a little bit off-putting to collectors, I think.
And I think with the ancient coins, correct me if I'm wrong, the scale isn't up to 70. It's not really the Sheldon scale.
Yeah, NGC use a different system for ancient coins to what they use for milled and hammered coins. They use a system of strike and surface, so they'll assess how well the coin has actually been struck, as in how well it's actually been produced, as well as how worn it is. And they'll also add additional information for corrosion or pitting or piercing or scratches or damage. So it's a little bit more specific in terms of its grading. But yes, ancient coins do get graded, they are slabbed, but the market hasn't really picked up for slabbed ancients as much as it has for other types of coins.
And it's worth noting with the British coins, as you just said with the ancients, not every coin that gets slabbed will be given a number. If a coin is damaged, if it's got a bad scratch, if it's been pierced and plugged, it will then come back as what they call details. So if the coin would have been an MS coin, it will come back with unk details scratched, for example, or unk details mounted. Now the problem with this is it completely destroys the value, really. Nobody wants a damaged coin, which is a shame because, a rare hammered gold coin, it still has good value, it still has historical interest. But if it comes back details, yes, it's worth something, but it massively devalues the coin, which is, again, the problem with slabbing is everyone wants the highest grade they can. In the proof line, the difference, say with a proof 1839 proof crown, for example, the difference, say, between a proof 62 and a 64 can be the difference of £20,000. So people will keep sending them back in. If they don't get the correct grade, they'll break it out and send it again in the hope that one extra grade can add on £15,000 in some instances. And that's the problem. There's very little difference between a 63 and a 64. Some people would say it can be the luck of the draw on the day. I don't know if it's as simple as that, but that's what some people say. So again, that causes some controversy.
But at Baldwins, we deal in graded coins and we deal in raw coins, don't we? We have something for everybody, and we have collectors who will only buy coins that are in slabs. We also have collectors who will insist on us grading a coin before we sell it. But a lot of people actually prefer to have the coins raw because they'll trust our knowledge at grading, they'll trust their own knowledge of condition, and they'll prefer to have it in a cabinet where they can fit it rather than a plastic slab which really only goes in a box.
No, absolutely. I mean, I don't tend to get that many coins slab myself. Yes, I'll buy them in slabs and keep them in the slabs. Often with the raw coins, I let the collector make their mind up. Sometimes with a proof crown that's rare, yes, I might get it, just so people overseas where these coins are popular will know what it will be graded as. My personal opinion is I prefer coins raw, but I do understand why people get them encapsulated.
This is a reversible process. The coin can be removed from the slab. It's not like you're sealing the coin away forever, and some people get quite militant about having coins in plastic. In the end, you can buy a coin in a slab and remove it. It's not the end of the world if a coin is in a slab. It doesn't harm the coin whatsoever, in my opinion.
What I would say on that note is if any watchers are thinking of taking their coins out of the slab, ask a professional to do it. It's very easy. If you take it out in the wrong way, it's very easy to damage the coin. At Baldwins, we will take it out. We've got a lot of experience doing it. We'd be more than happy to take your coins out. You just need to send us the coin.
So yes, grading isn't for everybody, but it has really changed the numismatic market over the last 10 or 20 years.
It has massively. Lots of the huge price increases have come from encapsulated coins. Whether that's a good thing, people are still debating it now. But one thing's for sure, there'll always be debates over encapsulating coins.
Absolutely.